Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk More on Monday. As always, I am your intrepid host, Chloe, and we are starting a new series today. If you are a longtime listener of our podcast, then you know that we always sit down with our contributors for our issues and we talk about the nitty-gritty of how it all came together and what their pieces are about. So I'm so excited to announce that this is our first inaugural episode for Issue 10 Influence. So if you are listening to this, welcome to Issue 10. Our next few episodes will be sitting down with our contributors and diving into this issue. And we're very excited to do that because we have hit double digits in our publishing now. So that is very exciting for more. And we are very happy to be able to talk to our contributors about what these pieces mean to them and promote the things that they're talking about or just dive deeper into what it all means. So let's get right into it. I am joined this week by Alli and Tori, who are here to talk about Indy Design Week. So we are going to hear all about that. But first, I would love to have you guys introduce yourselves. So let's start with you, Tori. Tell us, who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Tori Witter. I am the executive director of Indy Design Week. So that's what I do with Indy Design Week. I kind of focus on the programming and sponsorship aspects the most and kind of lean on our marketing teams and tech teams to support the rest. And then beyond that, so I don't know how many people know, but Indy Design Week is a 100% volunteer based board. So none of us are paid. So that's just a passion project. What I do during the day is I'm a creative director for Triad CTV, but I actually just launched Triad Creative, our new creative studio. So I am managing the creative studio as the creative director, working very closely with our clients to create TV commercials for them.
Amazing. That is so cool. How about
Yeah, it's
you?
fun.
Thanks for having us, Chloe. My name's Alli Donovan. I am the Director of Communications at Indy Design Week. So, like Tori said, that is just a side gig, a volunteer opportunity, but I focus on all things communications, a lot of our partnerships with community organizations, and then also public relations. So, excited to dive into that. But then my full time job is the marketing manager of talent and image at the Indy Chamber. So that job is all around marketing the city of Indianapolis and actually the Indy region and attracting talent and retaining talent.
Amazing.
Yeah,
You have super cool jobs.
thank you.
Yeah, and then you get to do this amazing passion project on the side. I had no idea it was all volunteer based. That's amazing.
Yes, yeah, that's my favorite fun fact about it. So we are 100 I always say 100% nonprofit, and what I kind of expand on that to say, we operate on almost a 0% profit margin. Like we are very lucky to be hosted by Cohatch on their scholarship member program. So Cohatch is our home base at Polk Stables, but what that means is we don't have to pay to keep the lights on or anything. We don't really have operations costs because our whole board is volunteer based. We're very lucky so many people want to volunteer their time. But what that means for our attendees and the design community is that every single dollar that we have goes directly into programming and supporting the design community, which is my favorite part about it. So yeah, it's just cool to be a 100% nonprofit, 100% volunteer driven. So it's like I
Yeah.
said, it's just very cool. So many people want to donate their time and skills.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for those people that are maybe listening to this episode right now and they haven't picked up their copy of issue 10, they don't know anything about Indy Design Week, what is a quick overview of what it's all about?
Yeah, so Indie Design Week as an organization, we do run our biggest event is Indie Design Week, which is a week in April that we hold annually every year, celebrating creativity, innovation, design. The biggest question I feel like I get is what design is it? And it's all design. So our big mission is to connect designers of all disciplines and practices, from architects to graphic designers to UX designers, web designers, designers, print designers, fashion designers. We always kind of say, like, if design is in the title, then we try really hard to represent it. And then beyond that, we actually have a subset audience that we see a lot of our attendees come from, which we call design adjacent. So it's the account managers, project managers, those people that are working with designers on a daily basis. They're working in the creative field. They may not be doing the designing and the making exactly, but they have an opinion on it. They know what good design is. They're working with the designers. They know the nomenclature and they like to be involved in it as well. So we welcome them to come as well. So without sounding like, our audience is everyone, we try to cater to everyone and showcase, design really is in everything, no matter whether you realize it or not. I mean, everything is designed to some extent. So we like to showcase how far-reaching design is, and we try to do that through our week-long design festival. And yeah, we hold it all over Indianapolis. So that is, we don't set up shop at one place. So for 6 days, we're hopping locations, every single event. This year we have 15, I think over 15 live events. So that means we're at 15 different venues throughout 6 days. We have over 20 speakers speaking, and that's, again, designers, creative leaders, innovators, kind of the whole broad range. Beyond that, we have coffee meetups every single day, a VIP kickoff party. We're partnering with some really cool partners this year, Indy Pride, to do an LGBTQIA+ designer panel, AIGA, Creatives in Color. I'm sure a lot of people listening to this are very familiar with their talk series. It's an incredible talk series highlighting BIPOC creatives in Indianapolis. So we're bringing that to Indy Design Week. We've been very fortunate just in all the partners that we're working with to create an amazing week, literally full of events. Almost every single minute, I feel like we've got something going on. So yeah, that's kind of brief, not brief, overview on what Indy Design Week is. It's just a week packed full of celebrating design and creativity and collaboration, and trying to encourage people to kind of get out of their industries, get out of their comfort zones, and learn something new from someone that you may not interact with on your day-to-day basis.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love how interdisciplinary it is, because I imagine a lot of it bleeds into each other, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, everything's so interconnected these days anyway. I mean, I feel like when you graduate, like, you're expected to, like, know 5 jobs. So I feel like everyone's kind of familiar with that already, but that was that's always been our mission, is to connect designers. And that's really where we've seen ourselves. Like, I encourage our board to kind of look inward a lot and be like, what are we serving? What is our purpose? What do we do for the designers here? And each year we do that. We kind of take that debrief after the Indy Design Week and do that. Like, we do a postmortem, look at what was good, look at what we can do better. And every year it comes back to, like, what are we serving? And there's already amazing design organizations out there focused on different industries. Like I already mentioned, AIGA, they do an amazing job supporting and providing programming for graphic artists and advertising designers. IXDA does an amazing job supporting UX UI designers. There's interior design organizations. There's AMA that does American Marketing Association. So, like, marketing designers, there's so many design groups already that are membership based. So we've made it very, we made a very distinct decision not to be membership based, because they already exist out there. And we were like, what's our purpose? So we always call ourselves like a spider web. So we're like, we want to get everyone out of those organizations to come together. And we want to bring everyone together for 1 week out of the year where we're getting out of our industry and we're learning something that we're not going to learn by only talking to. So I'm a graphic designer in the advertising industry. Like, I think it's pretty limited for me to only talk to graphic designers and only talk to advertising designers. I think it's limiting in our learning. And so if we can get everyone out there, I really think that every designer, no matter what their medium is, can learn something from a different designer. And we just see that year after year, and it's just cool to see the collaborations that come out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I feel like you've already answered this to an extent, but how would you say that Indy Design Week serves the Central Indiana design community? You touched on the fact that you're bringing them together. There's a lot of support. But in terms of, like, your programming, when you do those postmortems, what do you talk about in terms of serving them?
Yeah, I would say, like, again, really reiterating what Tori's already said, Indy Design Week is point blank a space for connection. And so we bring together designers, creatives, and industry professionals to all get together and kind of explore areas that you wouldn't typically. And so a lot of our postmortems, like we try to look at, not only was it a learning opportunity for people, but was it also a professional development opportunity? Was it a space that they could network with other people and get like different perspectives in their work, but then also in their personal journeys? And so that's kind of a lot of the space that we like to bring. One big thing that I want to talk about to this question as well is we are just so big on highlighting local talent, and Tori talked about that a little bit, but Indianapolis, the area itself just has an immense amount of creative talent.
Yeah.
Everything from what Gang Gang's doing to all the talks that AIGA is doing. And there's so much more than that too. And so what the programming team has really done a great job is bringing those professionals to the forefront. And it's like recognizing, hey, you do incredible work. We want to feature you. We want, we, don't want to make this so limited that people can't access it. It's an incredible event to bring people together, listen to local talent, see how you can move up the ladder in the Indianapolis region too. And then again, bridging that bridge to design and other opportunities in the creative realm, because again, it all ends up getting intersected anyway. And also a lot of that postmortem too is where can we support inclusivity? Where can we support accessibility? And so kind of what Tori was saying, a huge part of our week is partnership. And so making it accessible for people to get around and to get to different places all week long and to hear these talks. And that's why it's so important for us to utilize different venues, is one, not only benefiting so many Indianapolis businesses, but two, making it accessible for any attendee that's anywhere really in the metro area to be able to attend.
Yeah. I always joke that it makes our job really easy too, because we always pick like such amazing places that like we don't really have to add that much decor. Like we just pop up a banner and we're like, oh, it's a creative space already. So that makes our jobs a little bit easier since we're hopping. But yeah, we're very lucky with like the amount of creative spaces in Indy these days is insane. We have a plethora to lean on.
Yeah, I feel like the population has just been booming in terms of industry, economy, creativity.
Yes. Yeah, I was just talking about this with somebody recently. Like I came from a very small town, and well, I don't know, it's smallish, but there wasn't like a design forward focus, and I don't know if there was an Indy at the time I was that age either, but it's just cool to me to like, you walk into like a coffee shop and it feels creative and it feels like design focused. You walk into a co-working shop and it feels like design is at the focus. And I just feel like there's so many places, like there's very rarely do we see like a business open in Indianapolis where design has not been thought of and it's not been considered on how do we make this an engaging, exciting environment to be a part of. I'm sure part of that we can lean on social media as a thank you, that everybody wants to photograph everything and kind of take kind of highlight their trail. But also I think it's just honoring design and art and recognizing how important that is to supporting creative development and inspiration and collaboration. I mean, if you tell anyone like, hey, we're going to meet with like 5 people in this room of white walls with like nothing on it, like everyone would be like, well, like you're not going to get anything out of it, or you're going to feel creeped out. I don't know which one, but I mean, as soon as you like, I mean, I feel like that's our team, like we're like, let's go to a coffee shop, let's hop here, because it just immediately kind of makes you excited to talk and collaborate. So
do you do any kind of surveying afterward to find out if the people that are attending, like what fields they're from, if there are people that are attending that aren't even working in design but are just curious about it?
Yes, we do a lot of surveying. We collect a lot of data points, more so than we ever have before. I would like to give a big thank you to Buckingham Foundation. They were our grant supporter this year. They provided us a grant we were a 2024 grant recipient to power our event software. So we were able to get advanced event software this year for the first time ever. So yeah, we're able to track those data points all the way down to the events. So yeah, every attendee, we know their demographics, we know their industry. So we can really see the people we're serving and make sure that we're always aligning with them, and also make sure our sponsors and partners are aligning with them. As much as, you know, we want to make sure that we're supporting the local sponsors and partners, we want to make sure we're supporting the local people and what they want and what they want out of like seeing sponsors, because it just makes it a more mutually beneficial exchange for both sides. I think if we're providing them local sponsors that are attuned with design and creativity, they're going to want to engage with those sponsors afterwards as well. So yeah, lots of data points, lots of surveys. We have surveys all the way down to each individual event has its own survey, so we can ask people that want to respond if they what they thought, if they like the programming, if they want us to bring it back, if they want us to tweak it. And yeah, actually, one of my favorite things to talk about is our workshop day last year was specifically targeted at, or workshop night. It's workshop day this year because it was so successful, but workshop night last year brought in a lot of people that weren't in the design field at all.
Awesome.
They just, because we were like, well, people go to like crafts, like people go to breweries and do crafts and stuff like that. So let's like bring them in and show them like, hey, you're designing when you're doing that. So that was like, I would say probably 75% public, 25% attendees. And that has actually turned into a partnership with my company and Girl Scouts that we're working on. We did a workshop with Girl Scouts last year, and we're hoping to make that a recurring thing. And that was just all because a manager from Girl Scouts decided to come out to workshop night and explore that design facet. So I think, yeah, that's just a testament to it's just a testament to, you know, that's not a designer by title, but it's a creative person and they want to make creative collaborations as well.
Yeah. And you make a great point that so like people are seeing elements of design every day in everything that they do, everywhere they go, something has been designed, a web page, the space that they're in, the clothes that they're wearing. Like it's so pervasive and people just don't really think about it that way.
Yeah, no, I think the layman definitely doesn't. I think the designers were probably always thinking about it
Right.
too much, probably. My husband always jokes, he's like, your mind must be exhausting. And I'm like, it is. I think most designers can relate to that. But yeah, I think it's cool to show people, like, to kind of like bring them into the design brain and like show them how our brains work. I think it's just a unique wiring where we're focused on all those little details as we're going throughout our life. Or like, what's that font? Why did that person put that there? Why did they pick that color? So bringing people in and making them like kind of take a step back, if they haven't ever thought about it that way, and having them kind of consider that, I think is a really cool thing, and I think can only bring about more and better design and art in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Foster that environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think that'll do it for this episode of Let's Talk More on Monday. So thank you so much for joining me, ladies. Before we go, I'd love to give you a chance to plug anything you want to plug. Let us know when Indy Design Week is, how people can find it. If you have specific things that you want to let us know about, how can people find you?
Yeah. So Indy Design Week 2025 is April 21st through the 26th. So that is a Monday through a Saturday. You can find more information on our website, which is indydesignweek.com. And tickets are on there, indydesignweek.com/2025. So that's got the schedule, the tickets, all of our community partners, and again, just diving into more of what the week is itself. But we are constantly posting on our social media pages. So I would recommend Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn as at Indy Design Week. So, yep, we are highlighting everything.
I love it. Good. Well, if you're interested, make sure to check out those pages. And if you're listening to this, make sure to pick up your copy of issue 10, read all about Indy Design Week and the other amazing pieces that were featured. And make sure to head on over to our Patreon. We are going to dig deeper with Tori and Alli about Indy Design Week, some of the programming that happens, and how design can and should be more accessible. So join us over there. And thank you so much for joining me, ladies.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next week when we talk to more contributors. Bye-bye.